Dr. Terry Dubrow gives update on Brandi Glanville face parasite. Brandi Glanville has been going through a rough time recently. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alumna let fans know last year that she had a mystery illness. She said doctors told her it might be a parasite in her face, and she showed terrifying photos of what it caused. She soon turned to botch star Dr. Terry Dubrow for help. Dubrow attended Cure Addiction Now's inaugural fundraising evening this week. While there, he was asked about Brandi and gave a big update on her condition. Here's what you need to know. Dr. Terry Dubrow says Brandi Glanville does not have a parasite. When Brandi Glanville announced her mystery affliction to her fans, she said doctors told her it might be a parasite. However, Dubrow noted that is not the case. She said she did lab work that cost $10,000 and ran every test under the sun. She then turned to Dubrow. She has to figure out if there's a microorganism in there. Dubrow said, via Us Weekly, "It's not going to be a parasite. It's not going to be something she ate. It's going to be from something that got into her bloodstream." However, he said they still have to figure this out quickly. Dubrow said they did biopsies in January, and it takes a few weeks to get results back. With that in mind, he said Brandi is like a ticking time bomb. He says that as long as the microorganism remains in her skin, it will cause damage and she will suffer for it. It could be more difficult to treat, and she could form more scars and more nodules. Dubrow said, "So Brandi needs a diagnosis. She probably needs a surgical intervention to get a piece of tissue and figure out what's going on." What is next for Brandi Glanville? Dr. Dubrow said that when they get the results of the biopsies back, they will know the plan of attack. "I think once we get a diagnosis and we get a treatment plan, that we can get on the other side of it," he said. According to the doctor, they will know a lot more in the next few weeks. He also asked for people to leave Brandi at peace concerning this scary situation. "I can tell you something. Brandi has been significantly affected by whatever this mysterious illness is, and I'm trying to help her," he said. He also said that she has been brave and tough. Dr. Dubrow asked for people to give her grace. He also said that he is always in contact with the Real Housewives star, and they text frequently, hoping to get to the other side of the affliction. For Brandi, she already mentioned the biopsies and said it was painless. She said they just need to wait. Dr. Terry Dubrow had seen it all: botched facelifts, failed filler jobs, silicone mishaps, and even the occasional medical mystery that stumped even the most seasoned plastic surgeons. But when Brandi Glanville, the outspoken former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star, came to him claiming she had a face parasite, even he had to take a moment to process what he was hearing. It had started weeks ago when Brandi took to social media, posting pictures of her swollen, inflamed face with a caption that read, "WTF is happening to my face? Did I get bitten? Am I cursed? Help." Fans speculated wildly. Some suggested a spider bite, others blamed a botched cosmetic procedure, and of course, a few conspiracy theorists claimed it was karma for her feuds with her RHOBH castmates. But Brandi wasn't laughing. The swelling wouldn't go down, and she felt something moving beneath her skin. Enter Dr. Dubrow. The botched star, known for fixing the worst cosmetic disasters in Hollywood, was intrigued. At first, he assumed it was a severe allergic reaction or an infection caused by a dermal filler gone wrong. But when he examined Brandi under his high-tech dermatological scope, what he saw left him speechless. There was movement beneath her skin. "I thought she was exaggerating," Dubrow later told reporters. Brandi is known for being dramatic, and we've all seen her stir the pot on Housewives. But when I saw the scans, let's just say this wasn't an ordinary case. A shocking diagnosis. After running tests, Dubrow and his team discovered that Brandi had contracted a rare parasitic infection, likely from a cosmetic treatment performed overseas. The culprit? A microscopic larva that had burrowed into her cheek and was thriving just below the surface. It's called a cutaneous myiasis, Dubrow explained. Essentially, a parasitic larva had found a home in Brandi's face. It's extremely rare, but not impossible, especially if certain precautions aren't taken during cosmetic procedures. Brandi was horrified. I knew something was wrong. People kept telling me it was just inflammation, but I could feel it moving. Like, what in the actual hell? She exclaimed. Fans immediately flooded social media with reactions. Brandi's been fighting off Real Housewives snakes for years, but now she's battling a literal parasite. This is giving Botched meets The X-Files. I bet Lisa Vanderpump is somewhere sipping tea and smirking. The treatment plan. Dubrow assured Brandi and her followers that while the situation was bizarre, it was treatable. He devised a careful plan to remove the parasite while minimizing scarring. Step 1. Suffocation therapy. Dubrow covered the affected area with an occlusive dressing, cutting off the parasite's oxygen supply. This would force it to the surface, making extraction easier. Step 2. Precision extraction. Using a specialized surgical tool, Dubrow would carefully remove the larva, ensuring it didn't break apart and cause further infection. Step 3. Reconstructive aftercare. Once the parasite was gone, Brandi would undergo a series of laser treatments and post-surgical care to minimize any scarring or damage. We've treated botched filler jobs before, but this is next level, Dubrow said. I mean, I've seen some crazy things on Botched, but never a reality star with an actual parasite in her face. Brandi's big reveal. After the procedure, Brandi kept fans updated on her recovery. Okay, you guys, it's out, she said in an Instagram video, holding a small vial with the removed parasite inside. Meet the little demon that's been living rent-free in my face. I'm calling it Kyle, for obvious reasons. RHO Beach fans immediately caught the shade, knowing Brandi and Kyle Richards had a famously rocky relationship. Dubrow confirmed that the removal was successful, and that Brandi was expected to make a full recovery. We got it out intact, and Brandi's healing beautifully, he said. She'll be back to stirring the Housewives pot in no time. As for Brandi, she was just relieved the nightmare was over. Lesson learned, never get cosmetic work done in a shady clinic, no matter how cheap it is. And always trust your gut, especially if it tells you there's something living in your face. With her face parasite-free and her sense of humor intact, Brandi was ready for her next chapter, one that hopefully didn't involve any more unexpected guests burrowing under her skin. And as for Dr. Dubrow, he could officially add parasite extraction to his ever-growing list of Hollywood medical miracles.